What's on, minifans? I wanted to make something a little different this time and thought I could do some pipe or conduit sections which could be used as makeshift walkways or ground cover. Okay, as always, if you like anything in this video, feel free to like and subscribe and ring that bell icon to stay up to date with my content. Leave a comment and I will get back to you. Anyway, let's get on to building. I'm making two different walkways, so I'm making 4 end sections, and I make these using 2mm chipboard. And I initially cut 4 6.4 by 4 centimeter rectangles, so those are the tops, and then I do 4 6 by 2 centimeter sections, those are the fronts, 4 6 by 1, they're the backs, and then the sides are, I do 8 of these, and they're 4 centimeters by 2 centimeters with a 1 centimeter mark on the side. And then what I do is cut a diagonal from the top corner to that 1 centimeter mark. I glue these together now, all these pieces we've just cut out, and I use a box to make sure it's all straight, and then just glue it with super glue. What I've done here is mark some dots in the corners of each of the tops of these sections we've just made, and I'm going to put a rivet here. So again, it's fingernail bead jewelry thing, and I use damp finger, get it into place, and then a dab of super glue and push the rivet on with a cocktail stick. For one of the main sections of this walkway, I'm using those toy kids pipes, so I've just stuck a few together, and then I thought I want one of these sections to be battle damaged, so I mark this section off with a permanent marker, and then just using wire cutters I snip out all those bits, keeping it quite rough and bending some with needle nose pliers as well, and then I just glue this all together with super glue. For the rest of these walkways, I'm pretty much just using various configurations of straws, just drinking straws, glued together, and then the end cut off with scissors. To make sure paint sticks properly to those kids' pipes, I give them a bit of a sand down. Next up, I glue those kids' pipes and some of those straws glued together to the end pieces, and I just use super glue here, and I use a box to make sure it's all straight. Sorry about my head being in frame for some of this. For the other walkway, I've done another different configuration with 2 different straw sizes, and these are all just glued together and then cut off with scissors. For the final part of the second walkway, I'm using the bendy sections of paper straws. So I've just cut these all out. I think I've got 5 of them. And then I use small sections of a slightly smaller straw to go inside each of those sections as like a join. So I just glue that all together. To help with strength, I've rolled up some cardboard and put it into the ends of some of those straws, and then I just glue the end pieces on with hot glue. And then, because it's a little bit messy, I just use the nozzle of the hot glue gun to sort of clean up the glue, melt it again and flatten it. What I do next is cut a couple of 1 centimetre wide strips of card and just wrap this around the end of those straws. And I just glue this in with super glue. And unfortunately I didn't record this bit. I guess I missed my record button. But I twist up some wire, just 1mm wire, and put that into that paper straw section. And then I bend it all into a nice place and then glue it in place next to all those straws we've just done. Alright, back to the kids' pipes. So that damaged one, what I do now is get various bits of cable. So I've used some old HDMI cable sort of hacked up, and I think it was speaker wire or something like that. And I just feed this all into a nice sort of nice position, nice look, and then glue it in with super glue. I just want one more bit on the chipboard sections, the end sections. So what I've done is just cut out 4.5 by 3 centimetre rectangles of cardstock, just, standard card. And these are going to get glued onto the top of those end pieces. And then what I've done is mark some 3mm lines from each edge. And then where they meet, I'm going to put some rivets. So again, just glue those rivets in, and then I glue those sections on with PVA. After this, I Mod Podge all the card parts, prime it black, and then base coat burnt umber. Painting time. So I dry brush all the metal sections with silver. Off camera, I've now base coated all the pipe sections, which will be a different colour, white, as they'll be lighter colours. And then I do several coats of watered down light blue on the kids' pipes and some of those straws, and then a brownish red for the rest. The exposed cables in that damaged section, paint those red. And then I mask off those card sections on the end pieces and paint them black. Using a small makeup brush, using various shades of blue, I dry brush sort of the top of those blue sections, getting almost to white, and then I do a similar thing with the red sections, but with orange, almost going up to yellow. Using 5mm masking tape, and I actually had to cut mine down. It's about 1.5 centimeters wide, so I just stick it onto my cutting mat and then ruler and cut it. So I put this down on those black sections we've masked off already. These are going to be hazard stripes, so just diagonal lines, and then I do a couple of lines on one of the straws as well, just for some stripes, and then I just sponge on white paint onto those exposed sections. After that white's dried, I sponge on some skin tone on those hazard stripes, just to make what will be yellow a bit warmer. Final step for those hazard stripes, sponge on yellow. Oh, the most satisfying part, peeling off that masking tape. Yes, no paint's leaked, all good. Washing time. So I'm using my homemade black wash, which again, black paint, bit of water and a drop of dish soap. So I just black wash everything and then just dab some off the pipes and locations I don't want it with just some tissues. I want to make up some rust texture paint. So this is just burnt umber paint, bit of baking soda and some really fine sand. So I just mix that all up and then blob it into various sections using an old paintbrush. Do not use a new paintbrush here. Alright, just using some sponge, I sponge on some burnt umber as rust around those locations we've put that texture paint, and then I just do some on some of the pipes and hazard stripes just for a sort of bit of dirt or wear and tear. After that's dried, I sponge on some orange over that burnt umber for the rust. I'm now using a bit of brown wash, which again is homemade. Same recipe as the black wash, just obviously burnt umber rather than black. And I just put this on in various locations. As a final touch, I dry brush some black around that damaged pipe section, just to make it look like it's exploded or, you know, there was some proper damage done to it. And that's the project complete. Hope you enjoyed it, and here's some glamour shots of the finished piece. Alrighty, I will see you in the next vid. Cheers for now.